Welcome back, my fellow mobile gamer. Today we're going to be talking about the 3 best mobile games I played last week. So I hope you're all for some mobile gaming goodness that this week includes a fun drifting racing game, a fantasy crafting focused RPG, and lastly a speedrunning action platforming game. If you are new around here, by the way, welcome. My name is NimbleThor, and if you like this video, then be sure to have a look around the channel before you leave in case you want more of these types of videos. And now grab your seatbelts and buckle up because today's first game is Drift Max Pro, which is a fun, physics-based drifting game with 36 unique cars, both single and real-time multiplayer, and surprisingly, a decent monetization for a racing game. The game features a huge career that introduces us to all the core mechanics, real-time multiplayer versus friends or random opponents, and then single-player quick-play game modes including Capture the Flag, Slalom, Cone Smash, and Free Ride. As we progress in the game, we then buy more powerful cars that can of course be tuned and heavily customized through decals, suspensions, rims, spoilers, and much more like that. Importantly, for a racing game, the controls are nicely calibrated and the whole experience feels high quality and well executed, creating one of the best drifting racing experiences I've personally had on mobile so far. We can play the career mode as much as we want, but if we want to dive into quick play, that requires tires, and for PvP we also need multiplayer tickets, both of which are energy systems that replenish over time in this game. Thankfully though, the replenish time is very short, and a $12.99 in-app purchase also provides infinite tires. Drift Max Pro monetizes through advertisements after finishing races, incentivized ads for extra rewards, a $2.99 in-app purchase to remove these ads, and then relatively inexpensive in-app purchases to unlock cars faster. Everything can be grinded through normal gameplay though, and the monetization doesn't feel forced in this game, and interestingly, there's even a single $50 in-app purchase that unlocks all 36 cars, removes ads, and provides infinite tires and multiplayer tickets. Although that is rather expensive, $50 is a lot for a mobile game, this essentially does turn it into a premium gameplay experience. It can be played offline, which is surprisingly rare for a mobile racing game. It takes up 544 MB of space, and if you haven't tried it yet, it's definitely worth checking for a spin if you like racing games. And now for a game that is just perfect if you like old school RPG games, but you like to spice them up with some multiplayer features. The name of the game is Heroes and Merchants, and it's a crafting focused 2D fantasy RPG that, while primarily single player, features strategic real-time PvP duels, guild raids, and a global chat to communicate with other players. The game's core gameplay has us send out heroes on missions to gather crafting materials while training artisan NPCs so we can craft items and equipment using those materials. Both the crafting and the missions execute automatically once we've started them, with a timer indicating when they'll be completed. And meanwhile, we can then head into an adventure mode where we control our heroes from a first-person perspective as we explore a 3D dungeon to gather resources and gold by killing creatures. There's no lack of content to dive into in this game, including tasks, guild activities, daily competitions, games at the tavern, and time-based events as well. While I know for a fact that a lot of you guys are really gonna like this game, it is very slow-paced in the beginning though, with little to do while we wait for missions and crafting to complete. But the good news is that over time we unlock so much content that these wait times become basically irrelevant, and since the game receives frequent updates, we can hope that this first play experience might improve over time as well. The game's biggest drawbacks though are that the controls in the 3D adventure dungeon crawling mode are somewhat mediocre, and that while having a certain charm, the hand-drawn graphics may not appeal to everyone. But what's really cool though is that Heroes and Merchants has almost no monetization system. We do have some incentivized ads that allow us to gain one extra item from adventures and a key to open low-tier resource chests, but there are no in-app purchases or forced ads and no way to speed things up or gain an unfair advantage. The game requires online access, takes up 291 MB of space, and it is a must-try if you enjoy this type of gameplay. Now here's a game you've probably never heard of, and I'm not sure if the developer chose to call it Project Secret because they wanted to keep it a secret, but very few players have played it at this point, so I guess it worked if that's if that's what they were going for. But it's actually an interesting and incredibly challenging fast-paced action platformer with a speedrunning focused single player and also real-time multiplayer. And it has this interesting setup where both the campaign missions and the multiplayer matches consist of a combination of 4 different maps that we have to complete as fast as possible. While these maps continue one after each other, so when you play the game it feels like one big level, they actually each have a type that indicates whether they're full of traps and other elements that can damage us, features puzzles that need to be solved, or maybe just focuses on speedrunning and timing, and each of these types are of course difficult in their own way. These maps also include a secret area that you can access and complete for extra rewards, although it will of course cost us precious time and we only have 5 minutes to complete the entire level, so you may have to choose which of these secret areas you want to try to complete, because if you don't finish in 5 minutes, you're gonna lose everything you've gained in the level so far. If we do end up winning the level though, it rewards us with various currencies used to buy equipment pieces that may add new abilities or boost our defense stats. Now this equipment can also be bought for real life money, which does allow paying players to progress faster. Fortunately though, the matchmaking is supposed to be skill based, which means we should at least theoretically be matched against players on our skill level, and so those who pay to progress faster just rank up quicker, but it shouldn't impact too much our multiplayer experience. If on the other hand we end up losing a level, it'll consume an energy of which we only have 3 per game mode, and once fully depleted, we then have to wait for them to very slowly replenish, or of course spend real life money for an instant refill. The simple controls work well, and although the UI could definitely use some more polish, the core gameplay is super fun and very challenging. It honestly feels like a game with great ambitions that just need a bit more of development time. Project Secret monetizes through in-app purchases for a premium currency that can be spent on instantly acquiring better equipment or replenish energy, so we can continue playing without a break. But as long as we play the game in intervals of no more than say 30 to 40 minutes or so, the monetization is unlikely to have a large impact on us as free players. The game can be played offline, it takes up 544 MB of space, and despite the monetization system, it's probably the most unique game within the genre on mobile, so check it out if you enjoy punishing your fingers with challenging speedruns. Thank you very much for watching till the end of this video. Be sure to leave a like on your way out, let me know what you're playing these days in the comment section down below. I will be down there answering those comments, and then until next time, just keep gaming, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys around. And now buckle up because today's first game is Drift Max Pro, which is a fun drifting racing game with physics-based physics. That's what they have, the physics-based physics. So now you know physics. What?